Hey everyone, welcome to Wii Talk U Listen. I'm Nunabites.
I'm Mignaga.
This is Tricky.
I'm Soul Exposed.
And I'm Deadly Virus with a cold.
And this is the Wii U special, and everybody's sick and sad.
Yeah,
Except
we
for
should
me.
call this the Sicky Cast, because that's what it is.
Something's going around this winter. Loads of people around me are getting sick too. It's not good. I think it's a plague.
Well, the good thing is that everyone's sick at home with the ability, well, of course, except for you guys in the UK and everywhere else. But over here, we can be sick in bed while playing the Wii U, so.
Yeah.
With the bowl of soup on her stomach and the gamepad in front of that bowl of soup. It's nice.
Right on.
You guys just have to rub it in my face.
So technically we're rubbing it in your ear since we can't see you.
Yeah, I suppose.
You only have like 7 more days, right? So
Yeah, it's like a week
You've got that
exactly.
going.
Yeah, it's next Friday. This time next week.
Are you excited?
Very excited. Of course, it's a Friday. I have loads of time to play it. I don't think Sunday's a good time to launch. I mean, I don't like Sundays. There's not much time to do stuff.
Nintendo loves Sundays. They launch everything on Sunday.
Yeah.
Thing is, in the UK, everything gets launched on a Friday. They always push things back so they line up with Fridays.
I
That's
don't
just
know.
weird.
I heard it's had something to do with like kids cutting school, which is why they avoid weekdays. I'm not sure how true that is, but
Is that really?
Wasn't there
the
something
reason
about
behind
Dragon
that? 'Cause
Quest
that
in
would be amazing
Japan?
if it was.
I'm pretty sure they have to launch every Dragon Quest on a weekend. Japan. Otherwise,
yeah,
everyone just
definitely.
skips school.
No, they would just play it while they're in school because, you know, it's how they roll.
They just bring like their Wii into school.
Exactly.
Instead of playing lessons, they just spend all day playing Dragon Quest.
You know them Japanese. They're
I
they're
want
good
to
with
spend all
them
day playing Dragon Quest.
technologies. You know, they so advanced. I feel racist.
I would love to spend all day playing Dragon Quest. So here's to hoping that the Wii U gets it over here.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, before we get derailed, before we even start, for those listening, this is our first post-launch episode. So we're gonna go over our thoughts and impressions of the system, the games, and all the good jazz. So especially if you haven't got a Wii U yet, sit back and enjoy.
Yes. Deadly will
And I
be
will have
our,
lots of questions for these.
Yes, Deadly will be our questionnaire for today.
Deadly
So
virus
let's-
is so dead. Oh my god. No.
It's a conspiracy theory.
He's got a very deadly virus, everyone.
Oh!
Ho ho!
I see what you did there.
First bad pun of the day.
Oh, and
I
it's
can't
not
believe
my
that
last.
wasn't me today. I mean, Soul must be taking my mantle or something. I don't know what it is.
It's our video game awesome little blood in here.
Exactly.
You'd
I
think
gotta
I'd be immune to
share that.
deadly viruses, being one myself.
I thought you were
One
Captain
good thing.
Falcon.
I'm both.
We're
Oh,
derailed
okay.
already.
So Captain Falcon is a
I'm
deadly
Our
virus.
attempt
bacterial
to-
Captain Falcon.
Our attempt to re-rail ourselves has derailed ourselves. So
Of
Exactly.
course, that's the way of
No.
that's the way we talk to this.
Speaking
I also just want to point out, Mignaga, that I'm actually getting closer to 2,000 posts than you are. Just going out there.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be sure to alleviate that soon enough.
it doesn't matter, guys, because I'm a writer and I've got a purple name,
Shut up, Saul.
and I can also change my title to Okami Amaterasu, which I did.
Wait, do you really have a purple name?
Yeah,
Yeah, he does.
I want a pretty looking.
Because he's a writer.
Why couldn't I get a
I
pretty
white stuff
name?
every once in a while.
What's up with that voice there?
He did it so well, didn't he? See, like right now, what we don't know is like Soul sitting at his computer. He's got like a wig and like a little schoolgirl dress on.
You didn't hear that. Everyone listening, Mig, cut that out. Whoever's editing this, cut that out. All right?
Absolutely not. It's staying in there. Everybody has to
That's
know your
it.
secrets.
That's it. I'm
Soul.
gone.
No, I think you split the
Succeeded.
podcast, guys.
Okay, now we don't have to talk about Okami anymore. This is a good thing, I guess.
No, I'll just bring it up in every single forum that you post. Just Okami in
Every
capital
post,
letters.
regardless of what the subject is, you just post Okami, and then you never return to it, regardless of what was
What
said.
is the?
Oh,
you
wait,
post
wait.
something like on what is the worst character ever, and I just capital Okami everything.
So,
I think that if like we ever got like an Okami, like a sequel on the Wii U, that Soul might actually like implode and we'll never see him again.
You know, if that ever happens, I'm adamant on this. We need to make a special episode if Okami Wii U ever happens.
I agree.
Where-
We do.
We will just have Soul by himself talking in a back and forth conversation with himself for like an entire podcast, and that'll be our special Okami Wii U episode.
I do all your guys' voices for you.
Yeah.
Like I just.
Can we hear a demo of that, actually? I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so
And you come on, starting with Deadly and Noon, let's hear your voices.
Deadly is a very, very proper and British man that goes throughout the lands doing all sorts of stuff without a Wii U.
Oh,
And then Mignaga is just a very deep voice. That's all he is. And he comes from space, he's just an announcer, and that's it. Nunabytes sounds like this, so that's how she's gonna be. This is very offensive.
I like how you made Nuna sound like a gay Mexican.
I wouldn't exactly compare it to that, but that's interesting.
the most stereotypical voices of all time.
And I think Soul should sound like a god, so I'm gonna use my normal voice for that. And then Tricky is going to be very old and precise about everything he says. You little whippersnappers.
You're a jerk.
And that has been Wii Talk U Listen.
That's it. We're done.
No,
Forever.
I feel we should
nobody's
just
listening anymore.
give up, guys. He's just taken all of our jobs in one fell swoop.
This podcast.
I would say not only that, but he also alienated all of our listeners.
Yeah, I think we've got like 0 followers now.
Congratulations.
Soul, you made
No one
everybody
wants to
laugh.
listen to another
Yeah.
podcast. After this.
Yeah, just
I like video
don't
games,
listen to us
guys.
anymore. There's no reason to.
Anyways.
Yeah, really.
Before
No, we
get
cannot
before
rerail
get into
ourselves.
details- before we get into details, just really quick, because there's been like a lot of like back and forth, like with people complaining about some minor issues with the system and issues with launch, and I just want to, before you listen, and or if you have played the Wii U or you haven't yet, just need to keep in mind, some people forget that it's a new system. Almost every new system is bound to have some kind of weird issue. I mean, so be it. Nintendo's usually not had these issues, but this is probably the most advanced Nintendo system to date, so you're bound to come across some problems. So instead of complaining about it, shut up and deal with it, because they're going to fix it, and we'll go over most of these little issues throughout the show. So
And it's also, these are the problems with getting a system at launch. You don't know what's going to go wrong.
yes.
You may
Yeah.
get a perfect system that has no problems whatsoever, or you'll get a system that the Wii Remote strap is very unsafe and goes through people's TVs. So you never know.
The thing is, Nintendo has a lot of time to improve it because there's a much better infrastructure with the Wii U, so like they can apply updates more easily. I think.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Nintendo
think
and
of how many
updates.
times.
Why would you even say that at all? Wii U only updates 1,000,000 times every 5 seconds. and
I heard
everything.
about the massive update. I'm kind of not looking forward to it myself.
It took me 1 hour. Ha ha ha.
But yeah, I was just gonna say, like, think about how many times Microsoft has completely overhauled Xbox Live. I think Nintendo could potentially do similar things. What they've got.
No,
Yeah.
Nintendo can't.
I hope they don't, because Microsoft made me mad every time they do that.
I have to agree,
Yeah.
but still.
Not to mention, I hate the latest Windows 8 style layout 360 has.
Oh god, yeah.
I do too.
I still think the best was the original one.
How are we already off topic, guys? Come on.
At least it's not Final Fantasy. We could be talking about Final Fantasy. That would be bad.
No, please don't. Please don't. So, okay.
The update. Has anybody experienced that issue? Well, I'm assuming no, because you guys have been playing it, but where you unplug your system during the update, apparently it bricks it completely.
No, because we're not dumb.
Why would you
well, that's
unplug
really
your
a-
system during an update?
You tell me
It
that.
specifically says,
Well,
before you update, do not unplug the console, turn off the power, or remove any, all of its different spiel.
I'm just getting the impression that there's someone out there who was just so adamant to find something wrong with the Wii U that he saw that message and he's just like, right, I'm gonna unplug it, and he's like, oh, I got bricked. Oh, it's Nintendo's
Okay,
fault.
there's this story. I think it might have been. I read it on the forum, so I apologize if I insult you at this moment. But apparently, he unplugged his Wii U during the update so he can move his Wii U onto the better TV. And I was just like, why would you do that? Why would you unplug your system during the update? You couldn't wait till after the update to do something like that?
Right.
yeah, and just to be specific, if you lose, like, because some people were complaining they lost power to the system while it was updating, and just to be specific on this is that if this happens while it's downloading the update, then you should be cool. But like a lot of hardware, if something happens while it's in the middle of installing the update, that's what'll cause it to brick. And I know, I think what some people were talking about, I don't know if this is true or not, because the Wii U has an automatic shutdown feature, but for your system, when you're actually updating, it should say that feature has been shut down. So I've heard people say that for certain systems, it's not turning it off. And then after like 45 minutes to an hour of the update, bam, it turns off, and then it's toast. So I don't know, but it seems to be like a rare occurrence. It's not happening like in mass quantities.
And see,
I'm hoping a lot of these issues will be ironed out by the time I get my Wii U.
I'm sure they will, but
Which is a week from now.
the thing is, like, if you're really concerned about your console shutting down in the middle of the update, just touch the gamepad every once in a while, because that'll make it active again. It will no longer be idle if you just press a button. So
Wait, do I touch the touchscreen, or do I just touch it in general?
you might want to touch the touch screen. I don't think it's that responsive.
Oh,
It
okay.
wears,
I don't
but-
think
Just to clear
Nintendo's
that up.
developed that technology yet.
You walk
Entire
into the
thing is
room
a
and the Wii U
touchscreen.
just says hello. How are you today, Mignaga? Can-
Yeah, except if you're touching it, it might sound a little bit different.
Let's not try that out right now. How about that? But as long as we're talking about the gamepad, what does everyone think about it?
It's amazing.
how- Well,
It is quite awesome.
we can move on from that topic.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. That's all we.
I just want to know, like,
all that needs to be said.
how does it feel to hold this? How does it feel to have it there in person?
Surprisingly natural. Like, it actually feels very natural in your hands, I think, anyways. It's not heavy. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels really comfortable, even if, like, you have to hold it with one hand with the stylus in the other. Like, it feels it feels perfect. That's what, I don't know, for me it does anyway.
It feels like a dream.
That's going a little too far, but
When you do that.
it feels normal. I don't know. It feels like a thing in your hand that you get to touch.
Feels
Wii
like
Talk
a
U Listen.
thing
The
in your
gamepad feels
hand.
like something in your
to
hands.
touch.
You heard it here first.
In all seriousness, I found it really difficult after playing with the Wii U gamepad for a while to go back to Xbox controller. Like I picked up an Xbox controller for a little bit to make sure it worked after I moved to TV. upstairs, and I was making sure the TV was okay, and picked up the controller, and it felt small, and I wasn't holding it correctly at all. But the Wii U gamepad, it like I had my fingers on the shoulder buttons and the trigger buttons at the same time. I never do that with any controller, but it feels natural to do that with that controller. Like, it immediately, once you pick it up, it feels natural.
Yeah, have you guys played with your 3D? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, am I the only one that, like, because I didn't play the Wii U system before launch. I wanted to save the experience for launch day. But am I the only one that actually, when I picked it up, I thought it was actually larger than what I was expecting the gamepad to be?
No, actually, I thought the screen was smaller than I was expecting. The measurements were so off in my head, but I don't know.
I'm thinking the console's bigger than I expected it to be, because every side shot I've seen of the Wii U it's so long. I don't know why, it's just so long.
It's actually a lot smaller than it looks in person.
Right.
You know, it's funny. I thought it was so big when I saw it in person, and then I got it myself, and I saw it, like, in my hand, and I was like, what the hell was I complaining about 2 podcasts ago?
Yeah, it was the exact same thing for me.
I looked at it in, like, a little GameStop little box, because they have to keep it protected, you know, in their little safe box. And I thought it looked really long. It looked like the size of 2 game boxes sitting side by side, which I know that's a bit of an exaggeration, but that's what it kind of looked like. But when I pick it up, it looked really small, and I thought, wow, this is very... the system itself is ergonomic, and it's not even something you're going to hold.
Speaking about the box...
Did any of you guys get... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm not sure if it was because I was just so tired for standing out for so long for the system, but was this box heavy to you? I had such a hard time carrying it home.
Yeah, it was heavy.
Heaviest
it's
box
to be expected,
I've ever carried.
Because of the controller.
I think the extra stuff in there. Well, the controller's actually pretty light, but I don't know. I mean, then again, like, I had the system, I had 4 games, and then a Pro Controller in my bag, so it felt heavier than normal. But no, I think the box did feel heavier than I anticipated it would. The system itself actually feels heavier than I thought the system would.
I feel the exact opposite,
Did you guys actually get the Write and Protect at all?
Oh, I did. And just
I did too.
For people out there, I actually put the screen protector before turning the gamepad on, and it made the gamepad completely unresponsive. I ended up wasting the screen protector because I had to take it off, set it up, then put it on. It was the weirdest thing ever, but do not...
Oh, thanks for the heads up for telling people that.
Yeah, do not put the screen protector on before setting up your Wii U. It will not respond in the slightest, and I don't understand why.
That is very strange.
Yeah, I was freaking out. I thought I had a dead gamepad, and I was like near crying. I was like, "What's wrong? Touch for me, please!" And then I read the instructions, and it said, "Take off screen protector if non-responsive. Get Nintendo license." And I was like, "I bought this at Nintendo World. Of course, it's Nintendo license. You stupid thing."
Yeah, I actually have a counter because Sushi just set up her Wii U yesterday, and I just asked her, and she said she put her Write and Protect screen on before she powered it up, and it worked fine for her.
Oh.
So maybe you had a bad screen protector.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Still, if it's just a warning, I mean, it doesn't hurt to do it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case.
Oh, another thing. Go ahead.
I just said just in case. That's it.
Oh, okay.
I love
what I
how
was gonna
polite
say is
Nick
also be
is with this
careful.
stuff.
Can
Maybe
you...
It's like
the
if
biggest
he-
troll
if
on
he-
earth.
if he happens... It's like
Maybe-
whenever he happens to say something at the same time as someone else, he's like, oh no, sorry, go ahead. It's such a polite way.
Mig is like...
Because I think Mig always feels like he's the one impeding on the other person. Is that what it is, Mig? You always think that it's like you're the one that's getting in the way?
Yeah, that's probably it.
Mig is probably the biggest.
Because you are. Not good.
Mig is probably the biggest troll on our forum, like for fun. But he on this podcast is the most polite person ever.
I also like how he attempted to talk, yet everybody on this forum decided to interrupt him. Okay. Go ahead.
It's just what happens. Our voices tend to sync. We tend to start saying things at the same time, and it gets really awkward.
It's because we're connected.
I'm gonna do a
This
count.
is another reason why we should just let Soul take over the podcast, is because nobody will interrupt each other.
Wouldn't it be crazy if we were interrupting each other in that? Like I'm having trouble talking in my own voice. Like it's not under my control.
That would be really strange.
Soul's
Probably
gonna
get that checked out.
he's gonna inhabit Mig's personality and like start. Oh no, it's okay. You can go, Nuna. It's okay.
Since we talked Sunset, it seems like everyone really likes the gamepad. Do any of you guys have any complaints about the gamepad or anything you don't like about it?
It feels a bit cheap. That's my only complaint, and I hate the triggers with all my might. But other than that, I like it. I don't know.
Yeah, I wish it was a little bit heavier, but I think it's pretty much just what I wanted out of it.
I'm Mignaga. I have deep voice, so I am burly. I want heavy controller that I can lift weights with.
Exactly.
I think the only thing about the gamepad that's been it's not huge. Like every once in a while, though. So far, I think this happened like 3 or 4 times where, all suddenly like it just won't connect, and like it'll be like right in front of the system, and there's nothing blocking its way, and all of a sudden it'll just start acting all funky. And like the other day, like I noticed actually this happened around areas where I had other Bluetooth devices, so I turned off Bluetooth devices and it seems to work okay, so I don't know if it just causes interference or not, but like 3 different times I'll be playing a game, or I'll turn on the system and it'll be like, make sure the gamepad is closer to the system, and I'm like, dude, it's like sitting on top of the system, I can't get closer than this. So I mean, that's solely frustration I've had, but it's only happened like 3 times for a short period of time.
Wow.
See, the problem you're having there is you just need to open up your system and then just shove the controller into it, and then that should probably fix it.
Okay. Yeah, words of wisdom. Thank you.
System and
Exactly.
controller must become one.
Yeah, exactly.
The only problem I've really had is that, like, every once in a while, it seems like the screen looks like... I think it's the resolution on it. The resolution is kind of wonky to where I can sometimes see pixels on it.
Oh yeah.
And it's not very often, and it's a very minor complaint, but it's there. So word to the wise. And I thought it might have been that's just how HD TVs are, which kind of is. That's how HD screens, that's how they roll. But I look up at my nice big new 51-inch TV and I think that looks so much better. But I still play on the gamepad all the time.
Yeah,
That's all I've been doing, actually. I love that feature so much.
It's interesting.
Wait, so can you confirm for me which games out of the ones you guys have got are playable completely on gamepad?
New Super Mario Brothers U, Nintendo Land,
Yes.
Batman Arkham City. I forget which Batman it is.
City.
Call of Duty, I believe.
Armored Edition.
Armored Edition. Yeah.
Sonic is also.
Basically, any multi-platform game.
No, you said
Good selection. Then.
You said Nintendo Land was like, is that for specific games?
Land specifically for majority of the time it's like the single player games. Certain attractions you cannot play on the gamepad only, like the one with the ninja stars. But most of them had no issues.
Okay. You can see somebody just sitting there trying to play that mini game without a TV and just running their hand across the controller as fast as they can go.
Why are it not working?
That's funny.
I had another small complaint, but I forgot it, so it must have not been too bad.
Yeah.
Just also, have you guys seen? There's a post on the forum like 15 minutes ago. Actually, Storm Rage 09 posted this. They did a drop test on the Wii U gamepad, and they're dropping the gamepad from like 6-7 feet in the air on the straight concrete, and it's holding up perfectly and still working. So it seems like it's definitely pretty more. It seems like it's more solid than it feels.
Wow, that's insane.
Well, of course it is. It's made out of Nintendium.
Yeah, exactly.
Nintendium. That's why.
They haven't run out of their deposits yet.
That's still
Yeah, where did they
That-
even mine that
No,
from?
I heard though Nintendo is supposed to be colonizing the moon to get some more Nintendo.
That's
Well, I thought Miyamoto just pooped out Nintendium. I thought that's just how it went.
He's made of it.
Everything makes sense
Miyamoto is
now.
immortal.
He is the essence of Nintendium.
Suddenly it all makes sense.
Forever.
And that's why grass is green, kids.
because
Is that also why Tricky is old?
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm trying to
Oh,
make
okay.
these connections in my head, and it's just not working.
Well, that's just because it's your head.
Oh yeah, that's right. There has to be the word Okami in there somewhere. Without that, that's just like not registering.
Miyamoto also
Exactly.
Okami, if that helps you.
What? Huh? Okami.
I think that's like touching on like Soulburst. Like one of his like dreams would be to have like Miyamoto show up in his Okami birthday suit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You hit it right on the nose right there, Tricky. Wow, bravo. Just bravo.
I figured you would enjoy that. But alright, so yeah, like I'll say, Deadly, did you have any other questions on the gamepad or anything that you were wondering?
Let me think.
I
I suppose not really. I think most of it's been cleared up by now.
Okay, and other than the gamepad, did you guys have anything you want to add to hardware?
Wait, I do have one. What's the stylus like?
The stylus is like the 3DS XL stylus. It's whatever. It's there. It's a stylus to style things with.
At least it's not one of those weird, like, extending ones that the original 3DS came with.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not one of those. Even though I like it,
Hey,
I
I'm
didn't
not
mind it
I like that.
it did. I was one of those weird people who had a DS Fat for ever, so it reminded me of that because it was metal. So I liked it.
Yeah. The cool thing about the
But-
stylus is the placement, and this is completely random, because I've always wanted to get those stylus with the cool tops, like the peach top, and now I could put it on top of something without it looking awkward, like sticking out to the side, like in the DSs and stuff. So I'm going to.
I agree with you 100%. And I thought I was maybe the only person that thought that way, because
Oh, yeah.
I do like those special ones, but I'm always like, these won't fit properly and they'll look stupid in my 3DS. But no, yeah, you can. They'll actually just kind of look like cool little toppers on your.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Yay! All the
It's
silence.
the only thing Noon
my
likes about the
part.
Wii U. It's just the fact that you can have cool styluses.
This gamepad needs to be more stylish. I mean, like something more like my style savvy Trenders game for the 3DS.
You know, I got that game today with my pink 3DS XL.
Now I
By the way, this this podcast. We believe in equal opportunity for everybody. We love everybody. He's not making fun of anybody. So FYI, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, he's making fun of me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
Oh god, I
I
feel like
heard-
I'm gonna
Come on,
just
face
blow
it,
up into a
face it,
coughing
Soul is
fit
not-
any second here.
Soul's like impression of Nuna is clearly like sounds more like an impression of a gay man than it does of Nuna. Like you don't sound anything remotely close to her. Just throwing that out there.
I like
Well,
how you're defending
I
me.
try.
Thank you.
I hurt because I love.
You hurt because you hate me.
You hurt because you love.
Look,
So we'll just stop
if you
talking
guys
while you're ahead.
if you guys can make fun of my obsessive love for Okami, I can make fun of the fact that she's a girl.
Last time I checked, you loved
I
Metroid more
quite
than-
like. You should use your impression of me more, even though it's completely inaccurate.
The impression of the deadly virus. We got the... You mean like the bubonic plague?
Oh man.
I'm not dead
We
yet.
have got the bubonic plague right now.
You know what's funny though is like if you see some really bad like American films where they have to have somebody with an English accent and they actually like they have an American try to do that, like it doesn't really come out the same way, and you can always tell that it's like a fake accent. It's always really horrible, and that's like what you sound like.
Wait, those are fake?
To be honest, I probably sound as bad with my American accent, because the only one I can do to any standard is like a redneck voice.
Well, that would be
You do it
completely
pretty well,
accurate.
though, I'm just saying.
Anyway, let's talk more about the Wii U, because that's fun.
Yeah, that's probably
Wii U.
good idea.
So what about the software wise? What do you guys think of so far all the software that's at launch? And I just also want to touch because I know a lot of people were complaining because they said that the TV program won't be coming out until an update sometime in December, and at launch like Hulu and Amazon and Netflix weren't supposed to be available, but for those who are wondering, if you don't have the system, they're already out. They came out literally within the week of launch. So, do you guys have anything like? What's your favorite piece of software? Any comments or anything?
Miiverse! Miiverse is amazing! Miiverse, 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 Miiverse,
Yeah.
Miiverse.
I've been spending a lot of time on Miiverse. It is quite fun.
Yeah.
I like how you can open it up while you're in the middle of a game too. That's a
Yeah.
really nice feature. Like the majority of the applications can be opened while in while in other games.
Yeah, that's such a nice
It was
feature.
cool, and I really like the feature too. And I didn't even know this until someone pointed it out to me. But because I was always wondering why once in a while my home button would start lighting up, and I'm like, why is my home button lighting up? But apparently, whenever you get like a message or update or something on Miiverse, the home button will like light up so that way you can see that you got something coming in. So that's kind of cool too.
That will also tell you when friends are online.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, but that makes you feel lonely.
Oh, Nintendo.
Someone cared enough to message you, and then you click your home button, and it's like, oh, it's just that person online. And
And a single tear just goes down your eye.
That sounds quite useful though,
Aw.
because you know, if you want to play any games with someone, then you just glance over. If there's no light, and it's just like, oh, why bother then?
that
I still wish it was like an
It's
Xbox
like,
Live kind
it's
of
only Soul Burst. Oh.
only Soul Burst.
He's gonna be
I
playing
actually wish it
Okami
was
again.
Kind of like an,
Like he doesn't actually play any Wii U games on his Wii U. He just plays Okami with backwards compatibility.
I actually did play Okami today, and I will talk about that later.
congratulations.
No, like seriously, I do have stuff to say about it.
This was the first thing he did when he unboxed his Wii U.
Now
He just has
that's
the
not
accurate.
Okami, right?
Now the only reason I didn't do that is because I had friends over at the time, and I had to play with them, be social or something like that. Whatever.
Just make them sit there and watch you play Okami. It's as simple as that.
See, I tried that, and my mom yelled at me, so that didn't go over too well
Speaking
either.
Speaking about friends, I think one of the things I like about the Miiverse is that it brings together like a community right there in your hand, and Nintendo communities at our ages are so hard to find and come by. So to have such a quick access to different opinions in such a few amount of seconds is so nice. And everybody.
One of the things I've seen that I quite like is Miiverse kind of like brings me back to the PictoChat days, because like
Yeah.
a lot of people have been using it for like artwork and stuff, putting it onto
Some,
the relevant
There's a lot of really good
games.
artwork too.
yeah.
My artwork is the best kind on Miiverse ever.
Cat Mignaga was amazing.
Well,
I know. It took me like a whole hour to draw that. You should be very appreciative that I took the time out of my day to do that for you.
I took a picture of it.
Is it as good as the drawing of Miyamoto I once did on my 3DS.
No, this cat is like better than any artist you could think of. The Mona Lisa, trash compared to this immaculate.
Alright. When I get my Wii U,
Okay.
you guys need to show me this.
Yeah. Okay. What I'll do is, or whoever's editing this, we'll get a picture of it to you, and you just put it up in the background at this particular point in time. Yeah. That way everybody can see.
I'm sure it's a artistic masterpiece of the highest caliber, to be framed in every prestigious art museum around the world.
It actually already is, which I was surprised that they did it so fast, but you know, I'm appreciative of it.
You said that with your accent, and it just made it sound 10 times more regal than it was supposed to.
Even with the cold?
Even with the cold. All hail the accent.
I would say it's pretty cool. I like how they have everything separated into communities, because I wasn't really sure, like, seeing pictures of Miiverse and knowing what it's supposed to be, they still kept a lot of stuff in the dark, so I like how everything's departmentalized by game. So I mean, and also like if you're playing Mario, New Super Mario Brothers U, for instance, and you pop into Miiverse, it'll automatically bring you into the Mario community, and you can see what everyone's talking about on Mario and everything, and you can just like, it's kind of like on Facebook, you can like things, or they call it yeah, so you can something, and it's kind of like liking what people are posting. You can make comments, and it's overall, I just think it's really cool playing a game, going into it, and then you can just look on the forum to see what everyone's talking about, and it's, you know, something to kill some time, talk to people. If they're like, for instance, like with like Sonic, there's something I was having a hard time with, and I went on to the community, and you know, already there's like threads on there. It's almost like people talking about it, so you find out right away. And then you've got I like the activity log where it shows all your friends and what they've been playing and the messages they have. And overall, I just think it's a way better system than I imagined, since they were really hush on it forever.
Yeah.
I just wish it would run a little bit faster. That's my only complaint with it.
Actually,
mine actually runs really good. I don't know. I mean, like that first day, it was horrible, but I think maybe it was because everybody was like bogging down the network with the updates and getting on. But ever since, Miiverse has been running pretty good for me.
Yeah, pretty smooth. The only issue is that there's been freezing issues with New Super Mario Bros. U and with Miiverse directly, which has led a lot of people to believe that the freezing for New Super Mario Bros. U has been caused by the Miiverse. And anytime I freeze, it actually is because of the Miiverse. I'm hoping that's an issue they fix soon. But other than that, it's been such an amazing experience, the Miiverse, that I don't even care that my Wii U's freezing. I want to I unplug it right away just so I can get back on Miiverse. It's pathetic.
Yeah, can we wrap this up pretty soon? Because I kind of want to go back to playing real quick.
oh yeah, all right, guys. You can all go back to your Wii U's. I'll just remain here.
Deadly,
Yeah, Deadly, what are you doing with yours?
podcast.
Do you not have yours yet or something? I mean, it's already out. What are you doing not having one?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Not all of us can be so fortunate.
It's a really long story, okay? It involves a lot of Monty Python references.
Yeah. Just say that.
So that was the funniest joke in the world.
And I made it.
Exactly, and I'm sad that nobody got my reference. Hopefully somebody in the recorded stream goes like, yeah, Monty Python reference, but nobody here.
You know, they're just sitting there, like, in there with their little goblet, and little hats on and bad teeth, and sitting there and just screaming for joy once you said that.
Exactly. I like how you pointed out that they have bad teeth.
I was just gonna say that.
All of our viewers have bad teeth, regardless of where they are in the world.
No, it's just that one person. It's just that one person who's been craving that one Monty Python reference.
Python. You have bad teeth.
He's sitting there going right now, and that guy's just like, that's me! He's talking about me!
I've been waiting all day for this. Yes, and it's you too, Carlos.
That's
Is
Yeah, I'm
Carlos the
talking to
name of
you.
the guy you're impersonating when you try and do Noon's voice or something?
Well, someone did say you sounded like a gay Mexican at first, so that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, you're doing an impression of Carlos, who's a male diva, right?
Something like that.
All right, just want to make sure. Have you guys been playing with any other software? Like tried using Hulu Plus or Amazon or anything like that?
Netflix is amazing on the Wii U. It's probably by far best experience from Netflix so far. The switching between the gamepad,
What makes it different?
the switching between the gamepad and the TV is instant, and it's a lot smoother than what I get on the 360. And I usually have a lot of issues with Netflix on my 360. I'm not sure if I'm alone on there, but off the charts, like I mean, off the bat, off the whatever the hell I'm supposed to say there. Like the organization. I can't talk. What is wrong with me? The organization for Netflix is really great, and it runs really fast, and the quality is great. Very rarely does it like render itself down. Yeah, it's been good.
I want to say that the internet browser is just awesome. I've been using that a crud ton, and it works really well. Because
I completely disagree with you.
What?
Wait.
I've had such problems with the internet browser.
I don't understand why. Like I actually
Mignaga, you can barely get into
I've heard
C3,
nothing-
so shh.
That is true. I will take a video of this, how about, and post it on the thing, and I'll show you exactly how slow it is. It's quite impressive, actually.
I honestly think that
I don't have any issues with mine. Like I don't use it a lot, but I mean I go on the forums and everything, and I don't seem to have an issue with my browser. I think it works pretty fine.
Yeah, I was gonna
Right.
say,
It took me like...
Wait, you're saying it's slow?
it's not.
Yeah, I've had such problems with it. It's quite
That's
impressive.
the exact opposite of what everyone else has been saying.
And
Yeah, like I said, I'll take a video of it and post it
Maybe it's
somewhere,
your
but
internet.
it's really slow. No, my internet's not particularly slow. It works fine on everything else. I just don't know what the deal is.
See, I think what the problem is Mignaga's computer has been talking to his Wii U. His Wii U is just like, well, fine, you're gonna be lazy. I'm gonna be lazy too.
Well, they are sitting next to each other, so I guess they must communicate somehow.
get them away. Disconnect them. Whatever you have to do. But in all seriousness, I think the internet browser, it works really well. Like you can watch YouTube videos on it and everything. It works really well in that regard. And when you can start up a YouTube video and then send it up to the top screen, and then just you can exit out of that page, whatever, and go to different tabs. Everything. It's everything I've ever dreamed of in a very cheesy way. But it works really well, and it can load stuff pretty fast. And I do have a pretty fast internet, but that may be
You guys
part
know
of
how
it. But I think it worked really well nonetheless.
yeah, you guys know how crap my internet is, and it's so beautiful on this gamepad. And I love that curtain feature for the
Yeah.
TV. Half the time I'm staring at what the hell the Mii's doing, and I get distracted. But other than that, like I ran 50 posts on the Wii U forums the other day all on the gamepad. It's been great.
I also want to add too, even though the gamepad isn't in HD, I think like what the gamepad runs in like, is it like 480? or
Yeah,
something like that? I don't know.
It's 480.
Yeah. Even though it's not running in like full on HD, I will say that you can, if you're looking at like for instance like on Sonic, if I'm got the game up on the TV, it does look gorgeous, and you can tell difference. But despite the fact, everything still looks super crisp and looks very good on the gamepad, like regardless of that. So I mean, anyone who might have been worried, because I know some people have shown worry about if they switch from the TV to the gamepad, it's gonna look kind of eh. It actually looks really good. I mean, yeah, some of that fine detail's not there, but overall it looks pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a few
I
more
suppose, like-
jaggies, but that's about it. It looks just as good as a nice HD TV.
Yeah, I suppose because like smaller resolution with smaller screen.
Right. The resolution is the only problem in there. It just can't fit as many details, but other than that, it runs perfectly well.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess maybe a question a lot of people have is the Wii U worth? I mean, we all have it. Is the Wii U worth buying? And what if you guys had to recommend it? Like maybe like out of 1 out of 10. Even like just looking at the hardware, the gamepad, even if like no games, like would you recommend the hardware to somebody else?
Absolutely.
It's hard to say. Like, without, it's great and I love it, and I think the experience is gonna get so much better with TV. But until TV comes out, if you're not getting it for gaming, then I would not recommend it. But if you are getting it for gaming, I'd shove the thing in your face and buy it myself for you.
If you're kind of cautious on it because of games wise, I'd say if you have like 2 or 3 games you want to get, I'd say go for it. But if you have just one game you want so far, there's no harm in waiting. The hardware will only get better, and the software downloaded onto it will. And I'd say wait just a little while. If you get it, that's good. But if you're really wanting it and just want to know another opinion, I'd say go for it. It's a very good system.
There's a couple of things we forgot to mention in terms of software. I forgot about it. They're warnings, but if anybody's downloading off the eShop, it's tied to the console, so if you have any issues with your console, you're going to lose all your games.
Yes, for the time being, Nintendo did say that they're going to be rolling out a fix for that. But yeah, that's actually glad you brought that up. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, so when you make a user ID on the Wii U system, it's tied into the system. It's not global like a PSN or the Xbox Live. Not yet. Nintendo said they plan on doing that with a future update. So yeah, for the time being, if anything happens, you're going to probably be on the phone with customer service because you will lose your stuff. So it does kind of suck for the time being.
Yeah, I don't know why they launched it without having the ability to like move accounts.
Yeah, there's
Let's be honest, they were trying to roll it out as quickly as possible. This was the best time frame for them to get it out, and they tried to. Because honestly, they should have had the data preloaded onto the system, had Nintendo TV available at launch, and all these features, but that would run them into 2013. So they decided to roll it out and update it as it goes along, which is fine, but it could have been better. And all in all, this boosted their sales.
Yeah.
I disagree with you on it being fine. I think they should only launch a console when it's absolutely ready to go, not as soon as possible. Which, I mean, they are trying to make money off of it, so I see why they did it. I just don't think it's a good idea for your company image to just rush something out as quickly as possible.
I do agree, but as it's not a game, it's kind of like you could update a console and its features more easily than you can update a game. So
it's also
while you can't rewrite the code of a game once it's out, you can do the same with like an operating system.
And it's also not very realistic to think that they could just kind of keep improving it, because if you've ever seen a Bethesda game, they would never be able to fix all of that. And I kind of compare the Wii U to a Bethesda game. It's kind of got a lot of kinks, and they may not be able to work it all out, because then they'd be working on it forever. But I think what we have is
perfect example.
I think what we have now is great, and it works perfectly well. It's just missing a couple of things.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like a perfect example actually would be like you look at pretty much any game that Valve or Blizzard puts out. These are two companies that pride themselves on really having a very solid launch, which is why most of their games go through like a 3 to 6 year or 7 year development cycle,
or never release at all.
It's great, but yeah, it's really frustrating. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, we don't know exactly 100%. What the whole time frame was of development for the Wii U system. I know that started like after the Wii came out, so I'm sure it's been a while. But yeah, realistically, I mean, actually, if you look in the past, pretty much every Nintendo system is probably one of the few systems that didn't have. You look at like your PS2, your Xbox, PS3, 360. They've all had some kind of hiccups at launch in some way, shape, or form. So this is definitely new for Nintendo, and I have no doubt that they're probably as frustrated, if not more frustrated than we are with the issues. I'm sure they're gonna roll out a system update to fix them over time.
Yeah, the 360 had issues when it launched. Please tell me more about this. I was unaware.
Red Ring of Death.
Okay, my bad. Actually, I will say that the 360 has always had issues with Red Ring of Deathing. So I mean, that's pretty much an issue they never fixed until the last version of the console came out.
Did they ever fix it? Like, is it
With
fixed
the slim
now?
versions, like the new slim versions, I don't think can do it because of the way it's set up. But I think
Yeah.
every other version has,
They,
and even PlayStation 3s can get the yellow light of death.
yeah,
I
they,
swear, I saw someone take a photo of this, but there was a slim 360 set up in like a demo thing in a store, and it had red rings, literally right in the store.
that's
So
impossible.
like
They
when
made
the
it.
slim came out.
Okay, no, this is seriously, guys. It's impossible because they took the red LEDs out, so it can't get red ring of death. That's how they fixed it.
Yeah,
They took-
yeah,
Why did
if
they
the
even
rings are
have-
if the rings
Yeah,
are
why did
green,
they
you
even
can't
have
red ring.
like lights back there in the first place? What was the point of those?
It's like I don't know. The red ring of death was like it's telling you what the system error is. I think probably because it's like
It's
oh well
basically
we're
the
done.
same. It's basically the same as blue screen of death.
That is hilarious.
So anyways,
Has anyone played Wii games on the Wii U yet?
well, you were mentioning
course.
something about this earlier, Sol. So why don't you just take it away?
All right. Well, as soon as actually today, I finally got to transfer my Wii system data over, and so I started playing Wii games. A couple of Wii games. I, of course, first tried out Okami, and it doesn't look better. If anything, it might actually look a little bit worse.
Ooh.
I actually have a comment on that. Other people are talking about this. From what I understand, though, is that the game doesn't support upscaling at launch and is supposed to be coming in a later patch.
Well, and
Wait,
as
there's going to be upscaling at all?
That's what I heard. I mean, like again, like this is just I've been reading on a couple different forums, and there was a comment of actually there's a couple websites. I know IGN was one of them. I know they're not the best source to go through, but they actually did a side-by-side comparison of
Skyward Sword.
the Skyward Sword, and it didn't look any different at all. And there's a lot of people saying that that apparently upscaling is going to be added in at a later time. So right
I
now,
thought it was
there's no upscaling
out
like
of the
that.
question completely.
Yeah, I did too. I wasn't expecting anything like that.
Well, the other game I tried out was Metroid Prime Trilogy because I thought Metroid Prime games already look amazing enough. Let's try them out on here, and they actually look really really nice. I don't know if there's any improvement. I can't tell you that for sure because I haven't side by side comparison them obviously, but it looks really nice. It fits into 1080p and it doesn't look stretched or pixelated at all. There's no jaggies that I saw. It looks really good and fits on the screen very well. And I tried all three of the games on there. Prime, Echoes, and Corruption. They all looked great. Much better, but it's obviously still Wii and GameCube games, so they weren't perfect. And that's about all I tried out on the Wii front.
Interesting.
Long pause to think about that.
Yeah, so in short, the Wii U hates Okami. Everyone bash it.
I think I'm going to have to cancel my pre-order if I can't.
Right, exactly.
It's not worth it.
I was expecting it to look like
Yeah.
the PlayStation 3 version, but no. Apparently they can't perform
Yeah,
miracles.
Like it should be the Jesus of consoles, and it should just magically turn every game to
Right,
beautifulness.
right.
Wii U,
exactly
the
what I was
Jesus of
expecting.
The most
consoles.
ridiculous thing I've heard out of your mouth. You heard it here first, folks. The Wii U is the Jesus of consoles.
And we're
So
breaking
long
all
time.
kinds
Should,
of news
should we
stories
stop
tonight.
before we get sued for false advertising or anything like that?
The weird thoughts inside the head of Deadly does not reflect anyone else or the thoughts of this podcast in general. Just saying.
I apologize if the cold is getting to my head. I need to think straight.
Tricky,
We'll
I
go
think
with
we're
that.
being redundant right now because we already said that at the beginning of the podcast, when it's going da 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 da. Yeah, it's got a little banner right there. Hey, Mignaga, make sure that the banner is there.
I have no idea what banner you are talking about, but I will try and figure it out for when whoever edits it together does so.
Isn't it just in the intro? Like, just in the... It should just be there.
Cut this. We need to cut this
banner
Just
too.
put a
down.
banner there. It doesn't say anything. It's just there.
It says banner on it, and that's about it.
It's a banner that says banner. Perfect.
This is the banner.
I want a T-shirt of this now.
Banner here.
People are gonna start the
Banner.
episode and see that, and they'll be so confused. Did I miss something?
Getting back on topic really quick, I had a question for you guys. I haven't used voice chat yet. Have any of you actually tried using voice chat or video chat or anything like that?
Well,
Naga had
I tried to use video chat, but somebody didn't show up.
anyway.
Noon. Cough,
I
cough.
wonder who that is.
Yeah.
Huh.
Noon. Cough, cough.
I
Hey, I'm the only one doing the coughing.
I didn't have my.
No, actually, I think you... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, guys. I was too busy sitting in line after I was playing in there and stuff. I met Reggie Fils-Aimé for a second. I'm done.
Ha ha. Anyway, I was.
I'd say that was pretty spot on interpretation of what Nuno was going to say.
I was too busy playing Style Savvy to care about a voice chat with Mignaga, so.
Yes. After she was done with that, she played
burn
Nintendogs
for
plus
Style
Cats.
Savvy.
I'm kidding. By the way, I'm pretty sure these are good games or something like that. But I did try video chat, not voice chat. Is it voice chat? I don't even know. I
Whatever.
did try it with somebody that I met on the launch line, and the thing disconnected on us, our little video chat. But while we were video chatting, I kept drawing mustaches. So I don't know. It's okay. The quality's decent. It's kind of like what you'd find on the 3DS camera. Nothing too great. The mic is also pretty good. There's no lag. Actually, it runs really smooth. And that's about it. And it's there to look pretty. I hate that
Was your
when you
Go
call
ahead.
somebody, unless you're in the program itself, you will never know.
I think your the little home screen circle flashes.
Oh, does it?
That's about
I
it.
never had anybody call
Yeah.
me. I tried calling Mignaga, but he didn't pick up. But let's all
Maybe it's because I was playing a game.
maybe.
So call me,
Oh,
maybe.
man.
So you weren't the only one to ditch me for a game. It was reciprocal.
Yep.
Nice friends you guys are.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
I thought we were in love, and I thought we were always supposed to be by each other's side, but apparently somebody wants to choose games before me, and it's all good, right?
When there are games in the equation, then you can't think
That's
about
true.
love.
I was gonna say, Mig is a true gamer. He's picking games over girls.
High five, Mig. I think we missed a little bit
Did you
there.
just like high five yourself?
Yeah, I think he did.
I heard that.
I tried. I think I missed Mignaga though and hit my own hand somehow.
Yeah.
I think I tried to high five you, but I hit my forehead. Well, I right after I heard you try and high five yourself.
I tried to high five you, but then I realized that I don't know where you live, so I couldn't do that.
So if we ever go into video chat with each other, the
have
first
to-
thing we have to do is high five.
That would be amazing. It'd be like high-fiving the
What?
gamepad, and at the same time we'd be testing its durability because we'd be like hitting it.
Right. We high
You guys,
five.
if
we
you guys
high
put a
five-
crack in my gamepad, I'm not going to be happy.
we high five the gamepad and end up destroying it in the process. Congratulations, everyone! We accomplished our goal.
Yeah, somebody
Wait a
starts
minute,
video
let
chatting
me-
with Noon, and then like she tries to high five the camera, and then you just see the entire thing go black and her go offline. Yeah, that would be that entire experience.
Yeah. This is see. I already can picture what's gonna be like on Soul's Edge, like Soul's End. We're all gonna be like high fiving the gamepad. There's gonna be like, oh my god, for Okami. Ow, I broke a nail.
That sounds like
I
Soul.
to Carlos for a second.
I'm offended by your imitation of me, and I demand that I be compensated at this instant, or I will leave this podcast with my head held very high and my little bug friend named Isun screaming at you guys because I'm not allowed to talk because I'm a wolf. I'm officially I'm officially living in a fantasy world.
You need help.
So what do you say?
That's what my psychiatrist said, and I just ignore him.
Is there anything else?
He doesn't know anything.
Go on to game reviews.
Okami. Oh wait, before we move on to games.
You guys are cramping my style.
Shut up. Anyway.
You need style in order for us to cramp it.
Like,
I have a style. It's called Oppa Gundam style.
no, shut up. Family.
Wow.
That song for me. I could.
Honestly, I've been waiting to say that for a long time.
Dude, you're making Deadly die over here. You just calm down. Soul.
If I go silent soon, I think you all know what's happening.
Should we call an ambulance for you?
Yes. Oh,
Call an ambulance all the way across the Atlantic Ocean.
Ew.
It's gonna help.
You're
Real lot.
we'll do everything in our power.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll make a special eulogy episode. That's what we'll do.
I'm impressed that you knew what ocean it's in between. I'm surprised you knew the ocean because I think a lot of people over here always confuse the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. So I give you props for that.
Yeah, we'll cross that Indian Ocean over there to your side of the pond.
We live in America, and in America, there's only one ocean. The American Ocean.
I like how he doesn't do he doesn't do a redneck impression. He does a George Bush impression.
Aren't they
the
both
same
the
thing,
same?
Oh man.
Anywho.
Oh, my question, dear God, you people. This is for Soul, and I hope you don't make me regret asking you a question. But when you when you played Okami, that hurt a little. Did you have to go through the Wii menu, or did you just pop in the disc?
Can you say that again?
Did you have to go through the Wii menu, or did you just pop in the disc?
You can pop in the disc, and it will appear on like the little screen, and it'll say go to Wii menu. But I haven't tried out from there yet. I was already in the Wii menu when I tried it out, so I could get back to you on that later.
Oh, okay. Well, that was
because I know that when you do, it will like press on that, and it'll say you will be sent to the Wii menu or something like that, and I ignored it. So
wait, have you done an actual system transfer from the Wii to the Wii U?
yes, and the animation is amazing.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, what's it like?
It's a bunch of
Pikmin,
Pikmin
yeah.
carrying your information, and it's
Nice.
probably the coolest system transfer I've ever done.
Wait, did you say Pikmin?
Yeah, Pikmin carry all your software to your to a rocket ship, and then send it to the Wii U
Oh, that's so
planet,
cool.
and then they put it in the Wii U. It's probably the coolest thing ever. It's the only system transfer I've watched all the way through.
So, you know, if Microsoft or Sony did this, they'll just go, oh, it's just a bar. You don't need anything else, just put a loading bar.
Yeah, I was
No,
doing
it'd probably be a gun, just like an entire gun, just sitting there.
I was actually doing my 3DS system
Uh.
transfer, and it was just the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, my mom walked in, and all I heard was awe for the next 15 minutes. So
No.
Actually, while you're on the topic of how cool like the system transfers and everything, it's actually maybe this is just me. I brought it up to Soul before when we're planning out the episode, or sort of planning out the episode since no one else made it but us. what I thought was actually cool is like if you look at like 360, PS3, you can tell you can definitely tell because like Microsoft and Sony have bigger backgrounds than just gaming, whereas Nintendo's whole background, well, for the last couple generations has been pretty much just gaming. You can see in like the PS360 systems how their system setups are very multimedia based. They're very I don't know how to really describe it.
They're
but,
made
like,
for
if you look at the Wii
everyone.
U,
Like, not just...
yeah, right.
It's not for gamers, it's not for computers, it's for a more multimedia person basis.
Right. And if you look at Nintendo, how they did the Wii U, I mean, this system just feels like it was designed from the ground up for gamers, if that makes any sense, and how the way it's set up, like it actually feels more of like a gamer's machine than just like a multimedia machine and like more generic like what Sony and Microsoft have, if that makes any sense.
It's designed kind of like a game's in-game menu would be, and not like quite so bare bones, obviously, but it's more catered to that kind of look.
So yeah, maybe I'm alone on that, but that's just when I first popped it on. It's actually funny because when I first played the Wii U, like to me, it doesn't even feel like a Nintendo system. Like it actually brought, like especially sitting around and playing Sonic All-Star Racing, it kind of reminded me of something that Sega would have put out back in the day. And so it's actually like I'm really enjoying the system for multiple reasons, but it just feels like a gamer's machine, not a multimedia machine that plays games, but just a gaming machine, and it's one of the main reasons why I'm really enjoying the system as much as I am.
Tricky, we want this console to actually sell. Don't bring up Sega and compare it, because we all know what happened there.
Look, for us,
Shut your face.
it might be a good thing, but everyone else they're just gonna bring up bad memories, man. Bad memories.
Sonic 06.
Bad memories of what? Like what do you have bad memories
From
of?
Sega?
Bad memories of consoles not selling.
Okay, first of all, I have only good memories since I grew up with it, and I'm still a diehard fanboy, so that's where all my memories come in, so FYI.
Sonic 06.
No, that's a bad memory, but that was what
I am talking pre like hardware leaving. Like I'm talking before that because
Tricky, not everyone's as old as you.
Because everyone knows that I'm like the biggest Sega nerd on the forums and that I'm a diehard Sega fan. So I'm not even gonna get into this. But for me to say that should be a compliment. So shut up.
Okay.
I hate you guys.
It is a compliment. I'm just saying, people might make bad comparisons. Like, I mean, we've already heard all this garbage about Wii U's the next Dreamcast.
Oh yeah.
And it is in the fact that it's very
Be
good.
so lucky.
But
All right.
Anyways, yeah.
Let's talk about some games, because games are fun.
Games.
So,
Wait, games are fun?
Yes.
I was unaware of
Games
this.
make or break a system, and I think so far that the Wii U is very good when it comes to the launch library and what we have ahead of us.
22 games, and about 11 of them, well, not 11, but 9 or so, or less than one, whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying. Nuna, what
were
have
you
you been
saying?
playing?
There, so.
There's only like a few games that are shovelware. The majority of the games are actually pretty good looking. And when I'm talking about shovelware, I'm talking about like Game Parties Champions and Funky Barn and Farm Simulator 2013.
That is not shovelware.
Year,
I will argue that to the grave.
I knew that someone would speak up.
That's not shovelware. That's a hardcore game.
It is.
It is so realistic.
2013's Game of the Year.
So,
Anyways.
let's talk about games.
Games.
So, Nuna, do you have any games that you've been playing that we're not going to discuss as a group?
No. I'm sorry, I'm too mainstream for smaller games. What are you talking about?
You're not hipster enough.
Something here is telling me that Tricky is kind of a hipster because he likes Sega. So, Tricky, let's go.
And hit Sonic.
I do have Sonic All-Star Racing. three reasons. I love kart racing, and I've yearned to find a kart racer that's remotely near the quality that Mario Kart is. Also, it's Sega. I love Sega, and also
Surprise.
it was only $39.99. I mean, it was $20 cheaper than pretty much every other launch game, so I thought it was a really good buy. For anyone who likes Sonic, or even if you're not a huge Sonic Sega fan, but you do like Mario Kart and you want to have that experience on the console, I give this game like an 8.5, 9 out of 10. Like, it's actually probably one of the best karting games I've played, and it does sit right up there with Mario Kart. And while some diehard Mario Kart people are probably saying no way, the mechanics are there. It's really good game. The character selection there's a lot of characters. They already announced DLC for future characters. Overall, it's just a really fun game, and it looks beautiful. You can play it both on the TV, and you can play off on the gamepad. You can play 5 players at once, and I have been doing 5 players at once. The player just uses the gamepad. Overall, though, this is a really fun game. For $39.99, I really advise everybody should really pick it up and play, especially if you're a big Mario Kart fan.
Speaking
Awesome.
of this game, didn't the devs announce today, in fact, that they're doing some kind of contest, I guess, to see who or which characters that fans want in the game as DLC or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, anybody I was to say anybody who if you are on the Wii U forums, or if you're not, get on there. I made a post on there. There is an official section on the Sega forums, and I linked it on the Wii U forums where you can go on. Sumo Digital gave a list of so many Sega characters, and they said they're gonna pick the top 3 most voted for, and they're gonna be the next downloadable characters. But they're only gonna look at characters that get like 1,000 votes for more. Right now, I'm trying to remember who the top. There are 3 that are already over 1,000 votes.
Danica Patrick.
Honestly, I don't even remember. I don't remember who they are. My vote was for Sketch Turner, which is the guy from Comic
wait,
Zone on
what,
the Sega.
where's the poll for this?
It's actually on Sega's official forums. But if you go on the if you go onto the Wii U forums, I actually posted a link to it.
Alright, I've got to look this up.
Right on. Yeah.
Because a few hours ago I signed a petition to get Billy Hatcher in. So
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, it's pretty much. They did it through change.org on the petition, so that's how they did
Alright.
it officially.
Yeah, who did you guys vote for in that?
Well, I signed the Billy Hatcher one, but I didn't see
I
any
signed for
others.
Sketch Turner. There's a whole. If you go to the main forum post, they actually have a list of all the characters, and you click on each one, and each one has its own petition. Like I did Sketch Turner, which is the main character from Comic Zone. Again, I think right now, I think Sagato is up there number 1. I know they have Hatsune Miku as one of the characters on there. I don't remember if she's high up there or not.
Yeah, I think she's in second.
The Ryo from Shenmue, I believe, is on there. He's at the top, and I know Ristar is on there. I don't remember who else is on there. I know Vector Man and some other Toe Jam and Earl. Mostly all the a lot of classic stuff. Yeah, you guys should go and vote, and it'll be awesome. I'm really happy to see they're already doing it. Even though I gave it a pretty good review, there are a couple downsides to the game, and pretty much just in the form of glitches. The biggest one is that there's boost levels, and the boost levels are broken.
Oh my
It's
god.
impossible to beat
Oh my
them.
god, I can
It's
vote for
impossible to
Sega
beat
to
most of them.
Sanchiro. I must do this.
Yes, you can. Yeah, so I mean, other than that, though, I mean, the gameplay is pretty flawless. There's no issues with with the FPS or with it running. Cause at first everyone was really worried it wasn't running as smooth as the other versions, but it runs great. It's overall just a really fun experience.
Sorry, I just had to fill out this petition because I cannot have this man not get in the game.
Yeah, he's the most voted right now, I believe. He's got.
Oh my god, is he? Oh yes.
Okay, so has anyone else played any other games that we're not going to cover in a little bit?
We got Me and Sushi have. Oh my goodness. I can't think of. Oh, Scribblenauts Unlimited. And that's actually a lot of fun. So far, that's probably the best Scribblenauts game out of the bunch. It's the biggest, and it looks gorgeous in HD.
I want this game.
Has anyone downloaded anything yet
No, I've been
off the
too-
eShop?
Mignaga-
I really want Nano Assault Neo.
Yeah.
That game looks just amazing.
I really want Chasing Aurora and what's the other one? Little Inferno. Those two look amazing.
Little Inferno looks hilarious.
Yeah, it does. I haven't played Trine 2 yet, so I really want to do the Trine 2 HD, and I also really want to replay through Mighty Switch Force in HD. It looks really great in HD.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that game looks beautiful on the high definition screens.
Yeah, I don't want to hinder anybody from
Eh,
buying games on the eShop and stuff, but for anybody who got the deluxe version, if I'm not mistaken, the digital promotions doesn't start until December. Am I wrong in saying that?
I believe you're correct. I haven't bought anything yet. I figure I'm too poor, and I'm still playing my games I bought at the store anyway. So cool.
Yeah, I would hold off. Also, until they fix the console issue with the names being attached to a single console, I would steer clear because you can possibly lose all your games.
Yeah. I was just too looking. Did anyone? Maybe I'm the only one who maybe thought this, but seeing like the trailer and the screen for Mighty Switch Force HD. When you guys, did anyone else see that and automatically think of how amazing an HD Mega Man would be on the system?
Yeah.
Oh man, just HD Mega Man in general, I want so bad. I'm such a big well, not such a big Mega Man fan, but I'm.
Well,
I love
Capcom
Mega
did
Man.
mention something about the future Mega Man.
Yeah, they said keep it. Something
No.
about Mega Man coming up soon. Like, keep your eyes out.
I hope
But this coming from Capcom as they are now.
Right.
Don't
They also
know
promised
whether
us
to be
Mega Man.
excited or not.
They also promised us Mega Man
Yeah.
Legends, and
Yeah.
I think we all know what
they
happened
said,
there.
like Capcom said that they're switching everything. Like they're pretty much completely doing away with like outsourcing third party. It's pretty much they're moving all back. Like I think after the whole Resident Evil 6 thing, where with people complaining about it, they're moving back to all in house. But I mean, still though, I was wondering what's Mega Man post KG interview going to be like. So I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
It'll be interesting to see what KG does with his 3DS game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that.
I want to see if that one game. I really want to see if that. What's the one game they got the like Yatsuba or something like that? The one ninja game. I want to see if that comes out in the Wii U because that'd be sweet.
Oh yeah, is that coming out on actual? Wait, when is that coming out? Do we know yet? I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Okay, because that game looked awesome. I can't wait for that one.
so do we want to move on to the big topics, the grandiose ones, Nintendo Land?
Sure.
All right.
Wait, no one's talked about Call of Duty yet.
I can do that.
Gonna
Duty.
I think that's
one about that.
Yeah, I'll talk about it real quick. I'll try and avoid making another Resident Evil 6 style review because that was terrible. But so, anyways, Black Ops 2, it's good, I guess. It's your standard Call of Duty game. The Wii U version, however, has nobody playing online, which sucks. So yeah, if you have the choice, I would actually steer clear of the Wii U version. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. It's
Well,
very similar to
I've been
all the
playing a lot
Kind
of
of
it.
surprising.
I've been playing a lot of it on the PC, and it's a very good game. I'd say if you've fallen out of interest with Call of Duty franchise, I think Black Ops 2 wouldn't be a bad place to get back into it, because I feel like it's not a massive change, but they put in so much new fun stuff that you can just kind of ignore the fact that it's mostly the same thing, because it's just fun.
yeah, they're trying to do things differently, which is actually I commend them a lot for. It's not as big of a change as it could be, but it is enough that I think even people who are getting tired of it will be able to enjoy it to some extent.
So like, there's like really like, I mean, you've tried getting online. There's just you can't get in matches. There's nobody on at all.
Yeah, it actually gives you a number, and I think it was like 400 people were playing at one given time, and it was all team deathmatch.
Wow.
It was like you can't
That's
find anything
ridiculous.
obscure, or yeah, it's really bad, and like zombies in particular. I tried going on there, and it said there were like 40 people playing.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
Honestly,
so
I think it's probably going to get better come Christmas time.
I hope so.
that's true.
Yeah,
Possibly.
hopefully.
Because, honestly, I think a lot of the Wii U sell out, and a lot of Black Friday buyers are going to be giving it to their kids on Christmas. So I can almost guarantee that it's going to get better sometime around there. But, Mignaga, I have a question. I
go
kind
for it.
of lost interest in Call of Duty around the time of Black Ops because it just felt so samey, and I went to Halo and I enjoyed that a lot more. And the only reason I kept playing any of the Call of Duties was just because friends were playing it and it's fun playing with friends. Would Black Ops 2 be something to get me back into it?
See, that's the exact same thing that happened to me. I just stopped playing around Black Ops, or the original one, and then I got back into it with this one. So yes, I would say you can probably do it. The multiplayer is basically identical to past entries, but everything else has been kind of revamped and reworked.
Alright. Because I enjoyed Zombies a whole bunch. It was a really fun time to play that, and all in all, I just love playing with friends, so it's good to hear that it's back to some improvements.
Yeah, even the story has like branching paths and everything. It's kind of cool
Yeah,
to
it's
see.
so
Like,
much
you can-
less linear.
Oh yeah, but like I think there's like 20 different endings or something that you can get. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Alright, so now we can talk about big stuff.
Big stuff.
Let's talk about big stuff. Nintendo Land. Ready, set, go.
Nintendo Land.
Ready,
Does
set,
anybody have
go.
anything to say about Nintendo Land?
Nintendo Land.
It is awesome, and you should get it. Yes.
Or just buy.
This is a land filled with Nintendos.
Okay.
And that was our review of
That's all
Nintendo
I say,
Land.
like, Nintendo Land, like, I mean, I'm sure most people know, but Nintendo Land is really just, it's a group of mini games to really show off the gamepad, and specifically. But I think what surprised me the most, like, I figured I would have fun, but I've been having a lot of fun, and the game actually, like, looks a lot prettier than I thought it would.
Yeah, I agree. It looks really smooth and sleek, and the Mii's are used in such a cute and clever way in Nintendo Land.
Yes, they are.
One of the things I like is that when you're in the plaza and I forget which feature you have to activate, but you start seeing like people will start to visit your plaza in Nintendo Land, and you see your friends walking around and other Mii's you don't quite know yet walking around, and sometimes when you walk past them, you'll see their Miiverse comment over their head, and you could click on their Mii and add them as a friend in Nintendo Land, which I think is a really cool feature alongside the
Yeah, it is.
immense amount of content these games give you. I will say that I don't think Nintendo Land is quite the same if you don't have a second person to play with. I do know somebody who does not have another person to play with, and he didn't enjoy it nearly as much as I did because I had Lord N from the Wii U forums over at my house that weekend. We got the Wii U, so we were just fiending on Nintendo Land, and it changes the experience. It makes it a lot more interactive, and I don't know. I do think
Yeah, having more people is definitely a lot better, for sure. I mean, there are some games that are made for single player, and those are still fun, but I think the charm to Nintendo Land is definitely playing with other people. And also I can say that I've been addicted to collecting coins.
yeah.
And really, like, I've been playing that game, and like my Nintendo Land area is so filled with just random like stuff I unlocked, and like it's so awesome.
Yeah, there's I won't give away all the details, but I will say that the music in particular is really charming and really like quality stuff, the music in the game. You get some,
Yeah, and you can change it too.
yeah, you get some remixes from old games. Some games they actually just kept the same track. But the ones that you do the small remixes with are really good.
Yeah.
Some of the multiplayer attractions I found are a bit repetitive. They're kind of the same idea with just one or two tweaks, notably like Mario Chase, the Animal Crossing one, and something
Right.
else. But they're still fun. I think this blows Wii Sports out of the water. And I hope there's
Oh, absolutely.
like future DLCs come to this game because it's one of the games I've been attached to, kind of like the way I was for Wii Sports, and I think it's probably the best game at the moment to show off everything the Wii U can do because it really does use everything the Wii U has advertised itself with. So if I'd give it like an awesome out of awesome. Like, I really do really enjoy this game, and it looks so pretty and sounds pretty, and it's pretty.
Definitely agree. Wow, what mini game have you been playing the most?
I shouldn't be because I hate it. Donkey Kong's Crash Course. I love every game all at the same time.
I think the reason why I play so much though is because it's so frustrating. Like, oh my god, like the first time I got to the fourth flag, I was so excited, and it's so ridiculously hard.
The first time I actually got to like Area 8, and then I couldn't get past Area 8, and then I got to Area 9, and then I couldn't get past Area 9. But that game is frustrating and amazing all at the same time. Metroid Blast is the other one I've been.
Yeah. So we've been playing a whole lot of. I think my favorite game on here by far is the Luigi's Haunted Mansion game. We've been playing a lot of Luigi's Haunted Mansion.
That game is so one-sided. I hate it. That's the other game I was thinking about. That game could go to hell. I love playing that.
I thought it's a lot of fun. I mean, it depends because I mean, like we've like I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's very one-sided. Like it can be depending. I mean, just for instance, like if everyone's separated, it's a lot easier. And if you're the ghost, it's a lot easier to catch them. But if everyone sticks together, I mean, it's almost like it makes it very hard because they can just stick together and then they swirl around with their lights, and then one person can resurrect another person when they're down or something. So it can be one-sided, but it's still a lot of fun. I just wish there were more maps to choose from because what frustrates me a bit is now like Metroid has a whole crap ton of stages you can play through. Zelda has a bunch of stages you can play to, but then you got some stuff like Pikmin also does, and Pikmin is also probably my second favorite game on there. But then you got I think Luigi's Haunted Mansion would have been funner if they would have had more stages to choose from, maybe add a little bit more, a little bit more to it. But overall, like all the games on there, there's really no game I don't like. They're all pretty fun.
Yeah.
Now I saw something on the forums in which someone said that there are a couple of hidden secret levels in the game.
Yeah, I won't say which ones, but there are games that do have the hidden levels, and there's a crap ton of prizes you can get as well. Little landmarks, I guess. They're not games, but they're little things that go on your map.
That decorate your park.
There's a lot of extra content in the game aside from the games themselves.
So, okay, are some of the the competitive, I think they're called the cooperative attractions, like the Zelda and Metroid and stuff like that, are those games still fun to play by yourself? I know they're obviously going to be more fun multiplayer, but are they still pretty good to play by yourself, or are they just trash?
I think so.
Yeah, some of the attractions are actually strictly co-op. You cannot play without another person. I think Luigi's Mansion might be one of those attractions.
Right. Yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure the games
it
are
has to be multiplayer.
Luigi's Mansion, Animal Crossing, and Mario Chase.
Yeah, but
right.
the one
that's correct. Everything else though is still fun single player. I think. In fact, I unlocked more coins by myself than playing with other people, just because. I mean, it's still. I don't know. I mean, because there's still things like, for instance, like with Zelda, Like I've been playing as the Archer in Zelda, and even without somebody else, it's still fun. So I don't know. I think it's still a worthy single player experience. I still think it'd be better if it was multiplayer online,
Yeah,
and who knows, maybe they can add that in at some point in time. But it's still pretty cool.
that's one of my only complaints about the game. I really do wish it was multiplayer. Like I said, I think when you have somebody else to play with it, it changes your experience. Even though the game is still fun on its own, but multiplayer would have just brought this game to like a whole new level. Yeah, it's a good game.
All right. And
So you guys gonna do New Super Mario Bros. U next?
well, I have one more question. There is the attraction tour little train thing. Have you guys used that thing before?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
How
much,
does it work?
It's like a mini Mario Party. You choose how many rounds you play against a person, and you go against them. Like you choose, they give you like an option of 4 mini games to choose from, or 3, or something like that, and you choose which one you want to face the person. And if you win, you gain points. If you lose, you don't gain any. If you're playing with more than another person, you only face one person at a time. So if you face,
There are all play stages as well, though.
but if you play one person, but there are other people playing, the other people who have to watch your match against a singular opponent get to choose who they think will win, and if they guess correctly, then they also gain points. Not as many as the winner, but they gain points as well.
So it's
Right.
pretty much like a party mode when you have more people than you do controllers.
Well, no, I mean, like, well, you can do that, but like, for like, let's say all of us were playing right now. If the 5 of us were playing, if we would select like if we want to do like 12 rounds, what it does is like if it'll say who starts off with the gamepad. So round 1 it'll be like hand the gamepad to Mignaga, and he'll take the gamepad, and it'll pop up on the screen like 4 or 5 different mini games you can choose, and each one will have a different person next to it. So like he can challenge you in Mario Chase, or he can challenge Noon in like the Octopus Dance. And then on some occasions it'll be like you can challenge an all play where you can play against everybody in like Luigi's Haunted Mansion, and then the rest of us will just like vote on who we think's gonna win if it's a one-on-one match, and then you get points and then tallies at the end to see who wins.
That sounds pretty cool. All right, now we can talk about New Super Mario Bros. U, which is the only game I have for the Wii U, and I have to say it is pretty awesome.
Yes.
I've actually heard that it's a lot more different to the previous games than I thought it would be.
Right,
Yeah, I've heard really
I
good
think
things
it's
about that one.
I think it's the most new of all of the new Super Mario Brothers. Honestly, like the original New Super Mario Brothers was pretty. It was a novelty because it was the first 2D side scroller in pretty much forever for Super Mario, and then New Super Mario Brothers Wii was just multiplayer, and it was pretty good, and I enjoyed it. But New Super Mario Bros. 2 was at the time my favorite, just because the coin collecting was very, very, very addicting. But I think New Super Mario Bros. U is the best, just because it's got so much to it. There are a lot of levels to play through. They've got the challenge modes, boost rush, coin battle. It is a great game for multiplayer as well, because it gets very chaotic. You will be laughing the entire time, because I've had a whole bunch of people over this week, which never happens, and all of them want to play the Wii U, and it's just a blast to play. And 5-player multiplayer is just pure chaos, and it is very fun.
I
The single player is good too.
I didn't play with more than one person. I will say it can get kind of cheap when you play with you and a buddy, and one person uses the gamepad.
Yeah,
It can get so cheap.
It got intense, dude. We were yelling at each other because that person really, like, in essence, the person with the gamepad holds the whole balance. I mean, like, you can either help them get through the level, or you can screw them so many times that they get angry and don't even want to play anymore.
That reminds me, I was in Nintendo, I demoed it, and I was with Lord N from the Wii U forums, and when we were playing, like, he was yelling at me, and I was yelling at him, and one of the workers came by, and he was just like, is this gonna cause you guys to, like, end your relationship completely? And it reminded me of Mario Party, and how it ruins friendships sometimes.
Oh god, Mario Party on Wii U is going to be amazing.
It is.
Mario Party.
Oh my god. Mario Party 10. Can't wait.
I'm pretty
Better
sure that
have
Mario
online.
Party causes about 10 deaths per year.
Wow, that's almost as many as Smash Brothers.
Yeah, it gets pretty intense sometimes. You have to. We make rules where you have to leave your friendship at the door because it is. It gets pretty intense in there. There are words in exchange that don't leave those rooms.
But yeah, that's my only complaint. You're right when you say like the level design is so good, and I haven't had fun with a new Super Mario Brothers game. Even the first one that was released, I didn't like any of them, and this is probably the first one I've thoroughly enjoyed and have had a liking for. And I didn't get very far, but I think I'm up to like the 4th world or something. It's so good.
Yeah, it's the best new Super Mario Brothers game by far.
Hands down. A cool thing is that when you get the baby Yoshi, the baby Yoshi starts to sing along with the music, and it's so cute.
Yes, it is probably when I first picked up the baby Yoshi, I was like, wait a minute, did they remix the song or something like that since last? No, it's probably the cutest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And then, have you guys noticed that if you're on a big Yoshi, then the music will get like kind of a tropical beat to it? Like there's bongos in the background.
Yeah.
That actually sounds really cool. I may have to buy this game just to hear the music now. I don't even care about
It's
anything.
a lot of fun. I mean, gameplay is pretty much, gameplay has remained almost unchanged from New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but I don't know, I've enjoyed this far more than I had just on the Wii version.
I agree.
I do want to talk about something else, the challenge modes, which is actually really, really cool. I didn't get to play too much of it because I'm really concentrated on the story, but whenever I get kind of bogged down in it, because you can't play games for 16 hours straight unless it's Okami. So after
What, you can't? That's interesting. I didn't know that.
yeah, seriously, my Wii U shuts down. I tried. It says no, you have to play something. You have to go play Okami. But I tried out the challenges, and they're actually really cool. They are divided into different sections. There's like the speed runs, or they call them the time trials. And it's basically try to get through the course as fast as possible. And you get different medals depending on how fast your speed was. And then there's one-up challenges, or I think they're called rallies. And it's basically where you try to get as many one-ups as you possibly can by jumping on enemies without hitting the ground. Because if you hit the ground, it loses your point total, and you don't get one-ups anymore. But those are pretty fun. There's another type of challenge. There's the miscellaneous challenges, which are just kind of random. They can be anything from escort an enemy who is constantly trying to kill you to the end of the stage. You could be trying to dodge fireballs that Fire Bros are throwing at you while on a platform that is 1 block in size. And then you could there's another one called Coin Battle. Well, not Coin Battle. It's coin collecting, and it's what it sounds like. get as many coins as fast as possible. And then there's boost mode, which is someone else helps you out while you on the gamepad. It's like a multiplayer type challenge, and it's very, very difficult because you have to both be coordinated enough to trust each other to get the things right. But once you figure something out, it is really fun.
Yeah, those challenges really are fun. I think I spent like 2 hours trying to get through that ghost challenge where the ghosts are like circling in a ring and they get more clustered as you go through.
Yeah, that was really hard, and they start going faster and faster. That was a really hard challenge.
Yeah, the challenge mode is really great on this one.
But overall, I think the game, it isn't perfect. It's just one of those games that I don't know. I think by Mario game standards, it's probably one of the best Mario games I've ever played. But on regular game standards, I think there's probably a little bit more variety they could have put in, but that's about it. Like, other than that, I think it's perfect.
Yeah. The Miiverse integration it's okay. It's not as nice as you'd find on Nintendo Land. But it's still okay, like I said. And they prompt you sometimes after levels if you want to post something that gets a tad annoying sometimes.
Yeah, my only problem is that no one else posts anything, so I don't see anything on my overworld, so I have to keep... I'm kind of guilty of it as well, because I hardly ever post anything. I'm like, no, I just want to go to the next level, but... Then I get mad because I can't see anything else on the home screen, so...
Also, like I said before, the game suffers from some freezing issues, and I believe it's due to the Miiverse. I'm not entirely sure.
See, I haven't encountered anything like that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have. It hasn't been substantial to me. I think it's only been like once, so it's not too big. But I know some people it's been pretty bad. So they're supposed to be releasing a patch soon for that fix. Yeah. What rating would you give it?
I would give it an awesome. I know I kind of bashed on there for a second, but you know, overall it's just a great game, and it deserves the rating that it deserves the best rating I can give it, because it's that much fun, especially with multiplayer. The multiplayer is even though it's chaotic and can get a little cheap, at the end of the day you're all laughing, and I don't know, I think it's brought more fun times than the Wii has. And hey, my dad played it, and my dad never plays video games that aren't on his iPhone, so I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I agree completely with that assessment.
Awesome.
Should we move
Next
on
up is
infamous Zombie U?
Zombie U.
Zombie U.
Yes.
Does anyone else, any of you guys played it, or just me?
I haven't.
I have it, but I haven't played it yet.
Interesting story though.
Of course I haven't played it.
Oh.
Which seems ironic. A video game that takes place in my home country isn't even out in my home country first.
I would be impressed if you had played it, though.
See, Deadly, when you play that game, you have to try and find your house. If you can, that would be amazing.
Yeah, because I just live in like Buckingham Palace. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that's where all British
Live
people
under the
live.
stairs.
So that's why you sound so British. No wonder.
I live in like the room underneath the Queen. She's just up there.
Queen's actually your mom.
Yeah.
No, the Queen's his mum. His mum. You didn't say it
Oh
correctly.
yeah,
Yeah,
mom. I
Mom.
forgot about that.
Interesting story, actually. When I was waiting on the Wii U line, I think it was like the second day there, one of the developers for Zombie U was walking past us, and one of the perks we got for waiting on the line was these beanies with Zombie U on it and 2 pieces of brains. and we were wearing them, and he stopped and he took a bunch of pictures, and he was saying that it was really nice to see that, because apparently the hype for Zombie U isn't as big in France as he thought it was going to be, and it's been really disappointing for him. So he was really touched to see a bunch of fans kind of promoting his game and showing some love for it, even though I didn't buy it myself.
You're letting him down.
Him.
You just told the entire internet about it. He's gonna listen to this podcast and he is just going to hang his head and sigh.
But I did buy it for someone, so how's that one? I bought it for someone.
Tomorrow you've got to go down to the nearest GameStop or whatever and buy Zombie U just to make it up to him.
I did. I contributed. I did buy it for somebody who wanted it. So
instead of talking about waiting in line for a game that you're not even going to buy and meeting the developer, let's actually talk about the game Tricky. And is that Mig? You got it, but you didn't play it yet, right?
Yeah, I gotta wait till Christmas for that one. I cannot wait to play it though.
So Tricky.
Yeah, overall, I'm just gonna say that my personal opinion on the game is I honestly over the past several years, I think that the term survival horror has definitely changed a lot. I mean, I wouldn't even consider like Resident Evil a survival horror game anymore. It's just more like a scary action game. Is really what it is. But I think until I've played Zombie U, I really, this is the epitome of what survival horror is. So I will say, anyone who's expecting like a Left 4 Dead style game, where you just get ammo and you run out and shoot zombies, then this isn't gonna be for you. This is, this is definitely a tough game. It is very hard. Even like I'm going through on chicken mode first, just to get my bearings. I'm planning on going back through again to play through on regular mode. But I mean, even in chicken mode, like I died in the first minute of the game. It just kind of drops you right in the middle of a horde of zombies.
Wait, they actually call it...
But like I said, the game...
I'm sorry, I was just wondering, do they actually call it chicken mode? Because that would be amazing if they did.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. The hype for this game just went incredibly high, just because they call easy mode chicken mode.
When you pick the mode, does it go bark bark?
No.
I remember one game did that.
This is a hard game. There is, it starts off, there is a story, like, it does give you the whole background as to why things are the way they are. Well, sort of. It gives you, like, a general, thing behind it. You do have to survive, which makes it hard, though. The thing is, like, you barely have any, you don't really start with anything. You're nothing. You start as, like, a survivor who wakes up in, like, a little safe house, and you have nothing to start with. So you have to gather all your supplies. That's what makes it tough, though, is if your survivor gets infected out in the field, you lose all those supplies, and you have to take your next survivor out to get your supplies. The hardest thing I have to wrap my head around with this game is I can't just go all out and start killing zombies, because so far every time I've done that, I've pulled in hordes of zombies onto myself by doing so. So I mean, it's really more about stealth. You can just walk, and if they're a certain distance away and you're quiet, they won't notice you. You can get around a lot of zombies. Sometimes it's better to run. You almost have to. There's times where you have to run, because if you stay and fight, you're gonna get overwhelmed and you're gonna die. Because simple things like shooting a gun will definitely, it'll echo and zombies will come hear it. Overall gameplay is very good. They use the gamepad really well. If anything, it makes it tough, because sometimes while you're using the gamepad, or you're doing something on the screen, on the TV, for instance, like you can type in passcodes to unlock doors. You can also use the gamepad to look over your shoulder, because zombies can sneak up on you. Graphically, the game doesn't really feel next gen, but then again, it's not developed on next gen architecture. It's still based on current, but it does still look pretty. I will say it's not a bad looking game at all. Very atmospheric music to it that really sets the tone. I will say that I'm a huge fan of zombies. I like watching The Walking Dead. I like reading comics. I watch lots of movies, Night of the Living Dead, stuff like that. I've played most of the zombie games out there, but Zombie U is probably the first zombie game I've ever played that actually instilled some sort of terror into me. It is actually a pretty frightening game, and sometimes you get those moments where something happens that's unexpected, you panic, and then you end up like walking yourself into a death trap because you're just freaking out or something like that. Multiplayer, while you can't play online, you can do like 1v1 multiplayer matches. It's called King of Zombies. One person gets the gamepad and they get to see the overworld map and they get to play zombies around while one person plays a survivor. And they do have different modes like capture the flag and killing box where you just kill off all the zombies. You gotta see how long you can last. It is fun. I think it would be funner if you had more survivors, if you can play like 4 people. But it's still fun. Overall, though, this game I would definitely give it. I would give this game like a 9 out of 10. Like this is by far probably the best and probably the only game that I think actually, like looking at survival horror, that actually probably deserves that title. Since probably some of the older, like the first 2 Resident Evil games.
Wow.
Wow.
I cannot wait to get my hands on this game.
Yeah,
Sounds so good.
the game has been
Do you guys have any questions on it, or?
I know that the game has been hammered by critics, and like the developers have been having like a really fun time making fun of the critical reviews. But is there anything you would agree with a lot of the harsher reviews on the game?
Honestly, no. There isn't. I mean, my biggest complaint about the game, honestly, is the fact that you can't play more than 2 people at a time in multiplayer. That's just very minor. Overall, I mean, the game is fantastic, and I think the biggest problem is a lot of the critical reviews it's getting is coming from people who generally don't play these types of games, or they don't like these kind of games, or they're expecting something different. Because yeah, like it can be slow moving because you're not always going to be out there. You're not going to have a semi-automatic with unlimited rounds, and you're not going to be finding bullets everywhere and just taking out hordes of zombies. That's not what this is. I mean, honestly, I can tell you that almost any time I've encountered a group of 3 or more zombies, I've died. Like, I'm already probably on my 4th survivor, and I'm only about an hour into the game. Honestly, I haven't had a chance to play super far in just because I'm playing everything else and I've been trying to unlock all my characters in Sonic, but just within like that hour period of time, yeah, like I got hammered, and you gotta watch out for. There's this very subtle things to the game that really shows where you have how you gotta be careful, because I mean you can be walking around and all suddenly you get really close to a car and a car alarm goes off, and then that's it. You have to run somewhere, otherwise you're done. If you don't get to safety, there's nothing else you can do. You can also collect. You can get like a hammer, and you can get boards, and you can like barricade yourself and everything. Because in this game, going in a door and closing a door doesn't stop. Zombies can pound the door down, and they can get into you eventually. So it's only a very subtle stopgap. So I mean, the game is hard. And it definitely gives a whole new perspective on survival horror. And to me, this is a perfect example of what survival horror is and should be.
And just to let everyone know, there will be a Zombie U demo on the eShop, and it's coming out, according to the developer, sometime before December 15th. So,
yes. And for my overall review, I would give it our top review rating, which is awesome. This is an awesome title.
Awesome out of awesome.
I hate survival horror,
What's
and
up?
like you make me want to try this game out.
Well, like, why do you hate survival horror? Are you a scaredy cat? Or, like, you're not into that kind of thing? Is that why? Because I will tell you this right now. Like, if you are scared of zombies, you don't like this stuff because it gives you the heebie-jeebies, you will most likely either want to watch somebody else play or play with more than just not by yourself, because this game is generally probably one of the scariest games I've ever played, because a lot of games like that you play I loved stuff like I loved Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, great games. Like I love the original Resident Evil franchises, but they don't have a realistic feeling to them. I mean, it still feels like a game. but playing Zombie U, this is, if this is what the zombie apocalypse would be like, suddenly I went from really like being like, come on, bring it on, to I really don't want this to happen because it would really suck.
Right.
Wait, so you don't want your family and friends dying in front of you, and then you having to kill them as they're undead?
No. I mean, I always look forward to like being able to kill like zombie versions of people I don't like because then it's legit. But I mean, no. Like this is probably like this is the most realistic depiction I think of the zombie apocalypse. Honestly, like I think not only in video games but in cinema as well. Like absolutely, without a doubt.
So wait, Dead Rising isn't a good interpretation of the zombie apocalypse?
That would be right. That would probably be next, right after.
Well, I
this,
don't
I
think.
would have to say.
I'm thinking in a zombie apocalypse, you would find men in like bikini tops riding around on pink children's motorcycles. I mean,
Oh, Dead
bicycles.
Rising. I love that game so much.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely highly recommend this to anybody. And yeah, Noon, even though you're not a fan of it, like if you do decide to play it or anything, I would probably, give it a try yourself. But you might end up wanting to play with other people around because it honestly is. It will keep you on the edge of your seat, and you will probably toss the controller a couple times and just silly things like you don't expect. Without giving away a plot or anything. Just example, like one part of the game, I have to go into a building and I go to open a door and an alarm sounds off, and I'm just like, son of a gun. I was like, okay, this isn't good. And then all of a sudden, you hear them all coming at you, and you're like, no. So just silly stuff like that you're not expecting to happen that throws a complete wrench in all of your plans because everything's going good. You're like, all right, I got to this part. I only had to dispatch 2 zombies. One didn't even have a leg, so it was like shimmering, like crawling on the ground. And then all of a sudden, you go in a building, and an alarm goes off, and then there's like 6 or 7 zombies, and you're just like, crap. And you do get overwhelmed. It's tough. In that situation, pulling out a pistol and shooting them. Realistically, you probably could if you really have a hang of the controls and you're able to like shoot them in the head. But even then, like the loud sound of the pistol can pull in more zombies, and you're just adding more to yourself. So in that case, you're just push by, run, get near like a building, and like barricade yourself in is usually your best bet.
I want to play with my brother so badly, just to like annoy him to hell with how scared I would get. It'd be amazing.
You need to make a video of you just playing Zombie U and cut together all the best moments.
If I get the game for myself, I probably will. I'll promise you that. If I buy the game, I will make a video and show you guys.
This is
I
gonna
will
be the best
favorite
video
it.
of all time.
I will like it. It'll be good.
You share it?
I'll subscribe.
So, is there any other? Do we have anything else to go over in this week's episode?
Do we want to give our final thoughts on the system's launch? What our overarching? We've discussed
Yes,
bits and portions. Let's discuss and let's put the hammer down and the overarching review. What do we think?
Well, we'll start with you, Sol. Why don't you go first?
I think that the console launch has been great. There were a few problems that people are having. I haven't had any of them, so I can't speak for those in experience. But for me, it has been a very good launch, and I have enjoyed it tremendously. It's brought a lot of people over to my house, and it's all in all been a great system launch. I would give the system launch an awesome out of awesome.
Yeah.
So, Tricky?
I would also probably give it an awesome out of awesome on the launch. Even though with some of the negatives being with the OS being kind of slow when it comes to opening programs, and like the day one having to go through the update and having some issues with like games freezing up. Overall, it's not for me that's not a factor to make me get angry and like sell my system and never play it again. It's just something really minor. And the amount of awesome games at launch and everything else, overall, I think, I don't know, it's overall that makes up for everything else. There's just so much fun games. The gamepad is great. For the most part, I mean, the fact that my system is working and it hasn't died or exploded in my face is pretty good. So I would give it an awesome out of awesome, and I highly advise. I think anybody, whether you're a Nintendo fan, I mean, especially if you're a Nintendo fan, but if you're a Nintendo fan or a gamer, I think the Wii U is something you're going to want to check out. If it's not right away, at least in the near future, especially because the great Reggie has told us that there are games coming out in the launch window, which is between now and March, that they haven't even announced yet. So we know we're going to see some more surprises.
I know that made me so excited, but I'm really hoping it's not Farming Simulator 2014.
Hey.
Hey,
But-
that'll be good.
Why is everyone so offended by this?
I don't know. I'm so.
Farming Simulator is a brilliant game. They need to get Train Simulator 2013 as well.
So,
You have all the simulators on the Wii U.
Farming, or just do a crossover like we suggested last time, on the last episode. Just Farming and Train Simulator 2014.
Everything Simulator. Just 21st century.
I want.
Just
Even
make this.
British Accent Simulator 2014.
well, I can do that.
Yeah, so you'll be getting like the top scores on that game. It's going to be quite impressive to see. Like number 1 is you, and then number 2 will be Deadly because he doesn't do it quite nearly as good as you do.
How about we make American Accent Simulator 2013?
That's a good one.
So, what's Nuna's thoughts on this?
Out of the box, like when they turned it on, it was so exciting, and my excitement like is still the same level even today, if not more, for what's to come. Despite the few hiccups, which I know they're going to be panned out, it's still such a it speaks to me personally as a gamer, and I haven't had that feeling in such a long time with a home console. I do think it's gonna take a little more work to speak to people outside of Nintendo fandom, to get them to buy the game console. But I think if they continue on the path they are now, they're gonna succeed. And I haven't had any issues personally, and I've loved this thing to death so far. And it's definitely an awesome out of awesome for me.
Right, the game system gave me this kind of like childlike wonder and fun that I haven't felt since the Wii, and I was 10 when the Wii came out, so it's awesome that I can feel like that. And it's so
Can't
much
have been
more
10
mature.
when the Wii came out, because I was 10 when the Wii came out.
Yeah, he's 16.
Oh, yeah.
You're not putting any
I was
logic
22
into
when
this.
Wii came out.
Just because I'm never mind.
Yeah, I haven't had.
If I had to compare this to a system launch, for me, this ranks up there with one of my favorites, right next to my all-time favorite, which is the Sega Dreamcast. So.
Yeah. I haven't.
Mignaga?
So good.
Yeah, I think the system is incredible. As long as they fix the obvious technical issues that they've been experiencing, I don't see any reason why this couldn't become like one of the best Nintendo consoles ever. So I think I'm gonna have to give it an awesome out of awesome. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about it.
Even though I haven't got my Wii U yet, I have to give it an awesome out of awesome as well. Because even though there are issues, even though...
Please tell us about these issues
What
that
did I
you've been
do?
experiencing.
What did I do? I just wanted to give my opinion.
Well, I haven't even touched it yet, but I already know that it's going to be awesome, and it will be one of the things that the Queen of England will be playing every day. I
Look,
give it an
wait
awesome
for my
out of awesome.
explanation first.
Okay.
Just based on what I've seen from other people and from the system itself, there's issues, but I feel like they're going to be ironed out pretty quick. And my hype level has been very consistent, and is definitely rising as we approach the 30th. when I finally get my hands on this thing. So I guess I'll pass my final judgment by next podcast.
That being said, Nintendo, I give your launch party a disgusting out of awesome. Period. Thank you for a horrible experience. First off, I was out there for a week, and if it hadn't been for the people, I was number 5 or 6, I forget. And if it hadn't been for the people waiting alongside me, anybody could have gone ahead of me, and they would not have cared. Your number didn't matter. All that video footage you saw was a lie. Those were the best and only moments that happened. The rest of the time was standing. We weren't allowed to take out chairs, but I was so sick I had to sit on the floor. And at some point, some people did take out their chairs. They gave some really bad grilled cheese and amazing apple cider that was like the size of my thumb because they didn't give us much at all. The best moment came when Reggie visited us, except that didn't happen during launch. That happened after the Jimmy Fallon filming. And when we did get to see him, he came around and he had to pass by a lot of people for autographs, and that's obvious because there were a lot of people there, but it was still just so unorganized, overly hyped. That countdown in our face did not help because we had the countdown since I think it was T minus 56 hours or something, and it was disgusting, and it was just poorly organized. It was cold. It was not fun. Those Miis did not want to stop dancing, and I wanted them to stop. They played some really bad music.
So you blame Nintendo for the cold?
Waited there for a week.
It was. I mean, the launch party was horrible, but the people I met were so great, and I have to give out a shout out to a guy who came from China. His name is Ping, and he was just so humble. He was there with his girlfriend Sophie. He was so humble. He bought us a lot of coffee and gave us a lot of chocolates, and he was just the sweetest guy ever. And he had a Japanese 3DS. China isn't big on Nintendo, so when he met and got his game case signed by Reggie, he was near tears because it was such a emotional experience for him. And yeah, he was just such a sweet guy, and everybody else there was just amazing as well. So
wait, why did he come all the way from China to wait in line for an American Wii U?
Because the Wii U isn't being sold in China.
Yeah.
I know, but why not just Japan? That would be so much easier to import from.
Because that's not until the 5th of December.
That
It's even not for us in Europe.
Yeah, he also, I'm not going to get into his personal life. I do know he has a job here in New York, and I think he might even be living here in New York. But I know he came here for the Nintendo experience specifically, so who cares? Bigger Nintendo fan than you'll ever be, that's for sure.
He'll never be a bigger Okami fan than me.
Don't insult my fanboyishness.
So that's how it ends. Let's end this amazing episode of Wii Talk U Listen.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for joining us for our post-launch
I guess
episode, guys.
all of our opinions.
Just over 2 hours of fun.
When everybody gets their console, I hope you loved it as much as we did, and for everybody who does have it, I hope you enjoy it as much as we are.
Well,
and if you haven't gotten one, you should get one and enjoy it, especially if you're in the US and you can get one.
Yeah,
so hopefully we've helped you with your decision in a good way.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. It's Deadly Virus with the Code, signing off.
This is Soulburst.
This is Tricky.
This is Mignaga.
And this is Nuna, and I hope you guys have a safe launch thing.
Launch thing.
Yes, and remember, when we talk, you listen.
Yeah, that too.
Stay savvy, everyone. Stealth, trenders, stuff. Yay.
It's goodbye from Carlos, too. Our new character.
Yeah. Take care,
Can't end
everybody.
an episode
Goodbye.
without Carlos showing up.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.